There is one thing that is holding you back from achieving your greatest goal. I'm going to share that with you on today's episode of Out of the Box. Welcome back to Out of the Box, the series where unconventional thinking leads to extraordinary living. I'm your host, Elizabeth Miner. I'm a life coach and the founder of Thrive This Day. And today, what I want to talk to you about is the one thing that I see regularly holding people back from reaching their biggest goals. It starts off with a story. Don't all good things. So the story is an old Zen proverb, and the story talks about an old man on the side of the road. And don't all Zen proverbs start off with an old man on the side of the road? But he's standing on the side of the road, and up along the road is galloping this horse with a young man on top of it. And as the horse comes closer, the old man asks, "Son, where are you going in such a rush?" And the young man replies, "I don't know, ask the horse." So the proverb then goes on to explain that the horse is actually our habits. And what happens is, if we don't get clear about them, if we don't get intentional about them, they will bring us galloping towards some place we don't even know. And frankly, we may not even want to go. So that brings us into the current environment. There has recently been an awful lot of discussion about something called a keystone habit. And a keystone habit is one of these things that when you put into place, what happens is it begins to affect other areas of your life without even trying. You see, the problem to habit building is often that people have a tendency to try to change too many things all at once. If you want to get healthier, then let's have a whole list of things we want to change come January 1st, right? But the fact is we don't work that way. And what happens is we get overwhelmed. And when we get overwhelmed, we all know what happens then. Nothing. Right? So here's the thing with a keystone habit. You start with one really important, very central habit to change. Maybe that is you go to the gym 3 times a week for a 30-minute workout. That's it. That is the only habit that you're going to focus on instilling. And what that begins to do is, as you get more and more focused with that habit, and as you do your 30 minutes consistently, because we're only going to focus on that one habit, right? When you start to do that consistently, what happens when you go to make your lunch choice that day? Well, you've just spent 30 minutes in the gym. And the chances are you're not going to reach for that pizza. You're actually going to go for the salad. Or you're going to get a glass of water as opposed to getting a Diet Coke. You're going to feed your body differently because of the work you've done earlier in the day. Now, that's not your habit. You haven't chosen to actually eat differently. But what happens is, because you've implemented this one habit, you now start to make different choices around that same habit. Therefore, it just starts to snowball and increase your original habit. That actually takes the horse by the reins and not only begins to direct the horse, but actually choose the route. Do you see what I'm saying? So the whole moral of this story is that by instilling one habit and really focusing on that one habit, it will trigger other things that will support that one habit. And what happens is, while you're focused on the one, it eliminates the overwhelm and it gets you pointed in that direction. And other things will continue to feed into it. This does not just work for exercise or getting healthy. This works with sitting down to focus on a project. Say you want to write a book. You focus on that one habit of writing daily, even if it's just 250 words a day, or even if it's just a half an hour a day. If done consistently, you get your book. And what happens is, if you set that one keystone habit, when you have spare time, you might actually sit down and write a little bit more. Or you might start thinking about, maybe I want to join a writing group, or maybe I want to talk to a few writers and find out what's the process of actually writing a book, right? You start to generate these additional feeder habits that ultimately all bring that ultimate goal into focus and into accomplishment. So that is just an amazing way to increase your productivity on the things that you are really working towards. And it is the one way that we stand in the way of getting to our major goals. So try this tip out and let me know in the comments below how it's going for you and what you think about it. What kind of keystone habit might you implement going forward? I'd love to hear about that. And if you're looking for a little bit of assistance with implementing a keystone habit or moving in the direction of a goal or a dream you have, you can always reach out to me for coaching. I am available on Thrive This Day, and I'd love to hear about what you're going after. That's it for me today, and I hope you continue to go after those dreams you so deserve. Keep using that unconventional thinking to go after your extraordinary life. Until next week, ciao.